is Kendall Rawls, and I am Director of Development with the Rawls Group. In this episode of What's Up with President Biden's Tax Proposals, Kevin Gilbreath, a tax partner with Crowe, and our very own succession planner, Jeff Bannon, discusses what is the Lifetime Gift Tax Exemption and when is it going to be reduced, and how much time do I have to complete gifting before the exemption is cut. Kevin and Jeff cover a lot of ground here, and I know your time as a business owner is valuable. So let's get to it.
So currently, the lifetime gift tax exemption for each individual is at right at 11.7 million per person, which is the highest it's ever been in history, and provides quite a bit of room for taxpayers and dealers to look at, hey, what piece of my business should I be gifting? And the nice thing about it too is with gift splitting, you're talking about almost 22.4 million in value that could be gifted to the next generation tax-free under the current environment. Now, to the second question, when is it going up? So there's strong possibility that by next year, we could see that cut significantly. Because part of the White House's wish list of how to fund some of the infrastructure and other government funding items was to cut the gift tax exemption or lifetime estate tax exemption in half. And while this hasn't been a major issue of debate amongst all the other things going on in Capitol Hill, and I have a personal theory about that, which is that when you look at the statistics of what taxpayers historically have had to pay either gift taxes or estate taxes, and what percentage of the population of that, and it sits somewhere, depending on what year it is and what the lifetime exemption, it's usually less than 2% of all Americans that ever pay that tax. And kind of what that tells us is one of the reasons it's not a big hot topic or hot issue of debate is because it affects so few Americans that certain politicians, I think, could pass this under the radar without much debate and not get too much blowback from the constituents because it affects so few people compared to the number of people eligible to vote. So this is, I believe, an item of urgency that I think we're at one of the highest exemptions that we're going to see in quite a while at per couple 22.4 million of value of lifetime gift tax exemption. I think this is one of the items that before the end of the year, if you can use it up, you definitely should use it up. Whether you're gifting interest in a business, interest in a real estate, or interest in just specific other assets or cash, it's time to really look at that because the risk of that exemption getting cut in half for 2022, I think is fairly high because of those statistics I mentioned.
Right. And Kevin, do you see the need to act before December 31st this year, assuming that they do enact legislation for next year? What are your thoughts on the timing?
Yeah, I think if you're already thinking about estate tax planning, succession planning, you really should. There's no true downside that I see of acting now versus waiting. I think now we're now here in August of 2021. There's not much time left to do all the things that need to be done, gifting assets. And the major thing that I've seen in the industry is while valuations people that do valuations are starting to get booked up because it's such a hot topic, there's a little bit of time that you can actually get the valuation done post the gift with certain things written into the document. What's really hard right now is getting an attorney in your state that knows those state's laws to write up the agreement, really do their research and get everything done, and their schedules are getting booked up. And you need to, that's the one thing that you can't go without. You need the right attorney to get that drafted up and accomplish what you want. But I always caveat when clients ask this question of, don't let the tax tail wag the dog. Really look at, with your planner, what do I want to accomplish? What is my vision? And how can I use up my lifetime exemption to accomplish that vision? And I think you can do that, and now's the time to do it. But the risk is all the professionals you need to get this accomplished are all getting booked up throughout the end of the year.
Yes, and we're seeing that quite a bit with our clients as well, in that there's a little bit more to this process than simply getting a valuation to an asset and then making a transaction, because in the scheme of these transfers and sales, you have potential fallout and dynamics on the family, on the spouses, the key managers. There's a lot of people that are impacted by these types of transfers, and being able to have that discussion ahead of time to map out, who am I going to transfer this to, under what conditions, at what price, and there's a lot to unfold prior to any of these transactions that needs to happen. And as we've been engaged in this with you on several clients, there is a need to have about 4 balls in the air at once, and whether that's valuation of a dealership, real estate entities, getting the attorney up to speed, and then engaging the family in the discussion of what this is going to mean to them. Because again, you have the opportunity to make a gift. In a lot of cases, we're looking at gifts to spouses, the husband making a gift to a wife and vice versa, versus mom and dad making a gift to the next generation, making a gift to those who are involved in the business, those who are not involved in the business, and which asset should we use. So it's a pretty big playing field to make sure that we have all these parts lined up ahead of time, and we are getting action on multiple fronts in order to make this happen by the end of the year.
The moral of that story is, if you're already thinking about estate tax planning and succession planning, act now. Otherwise, this historical moment in time may pass you by, leaving you with regret. We know the tools of our current environment, but we don't know what the future holds. Want to take action but not sure where to start? Contact either Kevin or Jeff at the email addresses listed on the screen, and leverage our succession readiness survey. A 7-minute investment in time will put you in an informed position of opportunities many business owners overlook, impacting business value, growth, lifestyle, and ultimately achieving your vision. The next episode of the series focuses on what is happening with the 1031 exchanges for real estate. Continue listening to the series now, or come back for more. Each topic featured may want you to learn something new.